This is the Uptick Network Stock Day Podcast, sponsored by InvestorsHangout.com. Penny stock news and interviews from the microcap world. Public information on OTC, pink sheets, and microcap stocks from around the world. With your host, Everett Jolly.
On today's show, we have a returning guest. I'm very excited to have him back on here. I think he's the hardest working guy, or at least one of them, in the OTC market space. His name is Andy Whelan, and he is the CEO of BioElectronics Corporation. Well, they trade on the OTC markets under the ticker symbol BIEL. Now, the BioElectronics Corporation, they develop, manufacture, they market and sell consumer medical electronic devices in the UK. Andy, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you. It's good to be back.
You know, let's get right into this because it's been a long time since you've been back on the show, and I know a lot has happened. But let's take it something very simplistic. Me as an investor looking at your company, you're trading at 0005. What should investors know about bioelectronics?
Well, the key thing is that there's a couple things that have happened. The understanding of pain has changed. People now, in particular pain specialists, recognize that the pain is in the nervous system. It's not, by that I mean it's in the central nervous system.
Right.
Good example is that the fact, an amputee has pain in the leg, well, limb that's been eliminated. Where's that pain coming from? It's coming from the nervous system. The nervous system has learned the pain. So the whole idea, well, it was in your head. It's not in your head. It's not in the head. It's in the nervous system. And that idea of centralization of the pain in the nervous system is really what makes our device extremely effective. What our device does, and uniquely does, and that understanding this mechanism actually has helped us move much further along and get through, which we'll talk about later, the US FDA. So what our device does, it pulses, and it pulses at 1,000 hertz a second. But what it's doing actually is it's tapping on the afferent nerves, which is subsensory, and disrupting that signal that's going up through the dorsal and then up to the brain. By negating that signal, or mitigating is probably a better word, mitigating that pain signal, what we're able to do is reduce the pain significantly on the order of, product works for about 71% of the people, which is extraordinarily high. We get about a 57% reduction in the pain. What that does for the chronic pain sufferer is gets them the ability to sleep. We put a lot of people to sleep every night of the week. The fact that they can sleep, though, means that they can get up refreshed, they still have reduced pain.
Absolutely.
They get up and they move. They go to work, they go out and play, they restore their lifestyle. And we do that without the drugs. So all the side effects that they're getting from the drugs are not there. They're clear. In fact, in the UK where we've done that, we get 40% of the people who are using the product are on some form of opioids. And what we get, 72% of those people have a significant reduction in the amount of opioids, and 27% of them eliminate the use of the opioids completely. So we really get, and overall, we always consistently, even in our clinical trials, in our customer surveys, we'll get a 50% reduction in medication.
Yeah, addiction and medication is a huge problem also in America.
Yes, and that's why I think we're going to do extremely well here in the U.S.
What is the market opportunity for your devices? I know that bioelectronic devices, you guys have a unique patent mechanism of action on this, but tell us a little bit about what makes them so special.
Well, the market. I mean, the problem is, I'll give you a quick overview. When we go out and survey the patients in the UK, or the users, for a better description, we find that their existing pain level is 8.2 on average on a scale of 10. These people are really suffering on a constant basis, and they're taking 2 drugs, and they're using TENS machines. They're going to the pain clinics, and they're just totally dissatisfied with that. And the market's huge. I mean, there's 1.5 billion people in the world
They have chronic pain. That's absolutely right.
that live in chronic pain, and that's bigger. That market's bigger than heart disease, cancer, and everything else, virtually, because of the amount of in the U.S. we spend $50 billion a year on medications for it. Because like I said, the market's larger than diabetics, heart disease, and cancer combined. And so, the key for us is to track and develop the expertise that we have, and we've done that by having what I would describe as a unique marketing device.
One of the products you have that I've tried out myself and really like it is the Active Patch that provides over 720 hours of relief. I think it retails at one of your stores around $30. Can you tell my listeners a little bit about that product?
Yes, I mean one of the other key benefits is while all the opioids and all the other prescription medications have exorbitant prices, we have the most cost-effective product in the market. At $30 for the device that lasts 720 hours, you're talking about 4 cents an hour. So and 75% of the use of our device is on a daily, as-needed basis. So most people wear it to bed at night so they can sleep better. And a good example is osteoarthritis in the knee. Put it on the knee, and the pain goes down, the inflammation goes down during the night, pain goes down. They get a good night's sleep. They take it off in the morning. But 8 hours is 30 cents for a treatment. You'd have to buy for an 8-hour device. You'd go out and buy 90 heating pads. And so that's one of the things we're really proud of. We're extremely efficient in the manufacturing and the use of the device. Now, what we do in the UK, one of the things, the big trend is, if you have a device that looks like a hanger, and the drugs haven't worked, they've had surgery, they've done everything, and they've had the chronic pain for 30 years, they're skeptical. And you have this thing that looks like a hanger. And so, what we do is we sell them a 7-day device that you cannot turn on and off. So they put it on, they keep it on after a week. At the end of the week, they have extremely good pain relief. And we sell them to them in the UK, £4.95, which is about a little over $6 in the US. So most people are going to go ahead and try the device. Of those people that try it, 71% of them buy it. They get it. They get good pain relief. They go out and buy, within 90 days, they buy an average 1.7 devices. By year end, they bought another device. So we get average resales of 2.7 devices on those users, which means that, and we've done some good follow-up data. We've done a 6-month usability study showing that after 6 months, they're getting better pain relief, gone up to 61% pain relief. But what's important about that is two things. One, it shows that we sustain and maintain the customer, and secondly, that it's not placebo. There's not a placebo effect.
Absolutely. The bottom line is your products work. My guest today is Andy Whelan. He is the CEO of BioElectronics Corporation. Well, they trade on the OTC markets under the ticker symbol BIEL. I noticed looking back at some of your news reports, you guys are starting to are looking for a distributor. Are you going to penetrate the Southeast Asia market with Pharma Evo? That being said, how are you going to plan on marketing your devices there and abroad?
Well, I think I'm pretty sure. I'm confident we're going to get U.S. FDA. As I mentioned, there's a better understanding of pain. We're now with the neurology, physical medicine group people. The people that we're working with the FDA have good understanding of neurology and our mechanism of action, that we can show both good, solid clinical data and physiological data to get clearance. Now, the company's basic platform technology has a lot of great applications, because essentially what we're addressing is neurological disorders, which includes chronic pain, migraine headache, you know, neuropathy, the whole gamut of the pain category.
Absolutely.
Now, but I think for, you know, being a small company, being realistic, we're looking for partners that have the financial and managerial resource. The PharmEvo people are a good example. You know, it's a $450 million company in U.S. dollars, has, I forget right now, a significant number of salespeople or boots on the ground. So what we're doing is working with and hopefully developing, we can get maybe one really big, solid pharmaceutical company to take the licensing agreement to license and sell the product that's into the 200 markets that are there in the world.
When do you think that's going to come to fruition? When do you think your products will be in the Southeast Asia market?
We're going to Southeast Asia now. I mean, we're going to Vietnam, Thailand, I forget the rest of them.
The Philippines?
Yeah, the Philippines. We're going to those markets now. But what we need is, what we're going to get is a developer, a big partner who has boots on the ground, 200 markets, has access. You know, it's one thing to say I can take this into, like we'll get into Walgreens in the U.S. because we're in Walgreens and Boots in the U.K. and we're the best-selling, last year we're the best-selling analgesic they had in the category. So what, you know, that credibility gives us that ability to get there. But you need the financial, even if we had unlimited funding, you still need experience, management, boots on the ground in all those markets. And I think the best avenue for the company is to license off the retail markets and then stay focused on the medical products that we're developing. We have a new, we call the extra strength device that provides stronger therapy for the chronic pain, chronic wounds, and post-operative markets. And we have an agreement already in place working on overactive bladder and the whole urology. Mostly, the big market there is the overactive.
Yeah, we know that your products are in international markets. You know, what's the status of the U.S. FDA? When do you think, Andy, that we might be able to see some of the products in the Walgreens and the Walmarts of the U.S.?
I'm hopeful early next year. I mean, as I mentioned earlier, we have given them good data. We've gotten over the skepticism of why our device works by having a good definition and clinical and physiological evidence that the device is doing exactly what we say that it does. And we're dealing with the, as I mentioned, the neurology group in the FDA. So we're up speaking to senior management and people that clearly understand the technology and how it works. Yeah, I'm optimistic. We've given them 3 good clinical data. We gave them our urology. I mean, we've done 12,000 user surveys of people that have used the product. We have 5,600 of those that have back pain, and so we've compiled all that data and show it. We have another. In fact, our first study registry was published. We're the 5th among the top 5 best read articles in the Sphere medical publication group, and they're going to publish our new study on the medication use. We have another study, as I mentioned, we did another study on users, on sleep.
Well, the bottom line is your product works. It's affordable. It's something that, 1.5 billion people need in the world. My guest today is Andy Whelan, and he is the CEO of BioElectronics Corporation. They trade on the OTC markets under the ticker symbol BIEL. I think they're very undervalued here. Their market cap is just around $5.5 million. And their stock price is at 0005. In closing here, Andy, is there anything that you would like to get out to my listeners that we didn't get a chance to talk about?
No, I think we've explained why it works and why most people understand how it works today, and the role of centralization of the pain, and why our device does what represented, and you know, there's a dire need for it to reduce the reliance on medications and prescriptions, and have something that actually works and gets you a good night's sleep and restores your lifestyle to daily activity. We get 90% customer satisfaction.
Absolutely. BioElectronics is a corporation that we are highlighting today, and I want to thank Andy for coming on the show again. It's always a pleasure to have him on here. I wish you guys nothing but success, and we're going to check back with you guys in a couple of months.
Sounds good. Appreciate the time. Thank you.